I'm walking in Newtown Mount Kennedy, or Newtown, I'm walking in Greystones. Mill Lane was a recently developed lane around 5 years ago with bat sensitive lights, and it used to have a hedgerow the whole way along, but the hedgerow was removed. And this used to be a race, an actual run race, mill race, where they diverted the stream, which is over here. Up here, used to go through and it went through the mill. The really interesting thing about the mill has to do with actually conquest, so it has to do with English conquest in Ireland. The mills were built all throughout Ireland in order to harvest the wheat, which then controlled the bread price and gave bread at a stable price to the people to stop revolution. But it also then exported mass amounts of wheat out of our country to England at a huge profit to potentially the East India Trading Company, the Queen, but not to the profit of the Irish people. So in the 1700s, that would have been the situation. We would have been forced into a number of monoculture practices, wheat, maybe the production of beef to a certain extent. So the mill is really interesting from that point of view. Conquest created under the guise of providing for people, but really they're providing at the base level to stop revolution. But I'll turn the camera around. What's interesting here is look at what are the two main species you see. Not at the lower bank, nettles are native. You know, what are we seeing here? Bedulia. I think Bedulia is Chinese, by the way. Definitely Chinese or Mediterranean. And then this one here, Old Man's Beard. The other name for it is Traveller's Joy. And the reason for that was when beggars used to cross across Europe, they would grab this, break it, rub it into their hands and on their skin for a period of time, and it would result in welts on the skin. And then they'd go into the town and they'd beg, holding out their hands with the welts on them, and they'd earn money, hence called Traveller's Joy. Old Man's Beard because the flowers, when they go to seed, look like a beard. The problem with this is, and the good news is, they've removed it off most of the Irish hawthorns. There's your native species, the remnants of this beautiful hedgerow that used to be here on both sides. That's the remnants of it. It was all along here too, and it's all gone. The Traveller's Joy travels right over the tree and smothers it. And a perfect example of that is the two trees here. So we'll take a look at those two trees. So you can see the tree here and the second tree are completely covered. And this means the tree can't photosynthesize and it can't create berries for birds to eat. It can't create the flowers that our bees have co-evolved with. Here's another example of it here, look. It's beginning to go to flower right there. I'll try and zoom in on that for you so you'll recognize it. There it is, look. Right. And here, yeah, you can really see the full capacity of this here. The complete tree is covered. Where this is really serious is, I'll zoom back out here a bit. So where this gets really serious is our brambles. The innocent poor man's flower, the brambles, and your blackberries. Well, when they cover over the blackberry bushes, the blackberry doesn't create flowers, and it also doesn't create its berries. And the blackberry flowers and the berries are they're what's called a key species. So a keystone species is a species that if it collapses, the knock-on effect for numerous other species is huge. You lose many different species in nature if that species goes. So hello. So it's really, really important to address, something like this here. When you begin to see things through those eyes, you realize how utterly menacing this is. Now, this is native. The vine flower is beautiful. It's really important to our pollinators. So many moths feed on this, nighttime moths. You'll see hoverflies in them as well, bumblebees and honeybees. So these flowers are really important. See, they're really, really beautiful flowers. And they work with the other species. They don't fight or smother out. They come at a certain time of year where the other species have had all the way from February right through to July. They've had their time to flower. So here's a bumblebee here. It's a carder bee. And where has he gone in? Take a look and see. I love doing the scene. So he's gone on Bedulia. And by the way, he may well go on the Traveller's Joy, Old Man's Beard. That's the flower right beside it, look. So you Bedulia and then Traveller's Joy. And let's see if he goes on it. Seeing a few more flies here, that's really good. Oh, he's really busy there. The reason I want to show you the devastation of this particular plant though, it's in the Clematis family, is look in the field there. I don't know if you can see. The whole field is covered within the Clematis. So you can really see that one species, if it takes hold, can cause real devastation in an area. Here it is here again, travelling up. This is a really interesting flower here. It's more benign. Let's go to this one. This one is called Soapsworth. That's it there. So Soapsworth is a really interesting flower because with Soapsworth, this was introduced by the English probably around 1700. And if you crush this flower together, it creates a soap. And you'll often find it by rivers and streams. And it was used to wash linen and different fabrics. So there it is in the form before it's gone to flower. You can see it there, look. I'll try and zoom in on that properly. Here's the flower stage and there's your seed stage. So it's really interesting how the flowers of an area can really tell the history. Also a history of colonization as well, which is sad. This is good, look. This is really good to see this. This is the cut vine. It's Clematis family, Old Man's Beard, Traveller's Joy. There's your vine cut. And that's stopping it from strangling this tree, but we don't need to stop this Leylandii. We don't need to stop it Strandii, you know. That isn't necessary. Anyway, the good news is over this way where the horses are, that's a private owner's field, and they partnered with me to plant 400 native trees on their riverbank to expand the riverbank, the riparian way of the Tree Tread stream. And as you know, I made a small video about the meadow on this side, which is here. And the meadow has the chestnut fencing on it. And we'll cross over. Here you go here. And here is beautiful wild meadow. Nothing added. So you can see all the native flowers here, the yellow iris, meadowsweet's really coming into its own now. And this bank will change a lot over time. It's just that we saved all the seed. So thistle is leading at the moment. Next year, Weld, such a beautiful flower. Most people don't know Weld. It's one of the tallest flowers, it's cone flowers that we have in Ireland. Look at the height of this one here. Beautiful. That's Weld there, look. Really great flower, look. Beautiful flower there. Can't seem to get a focus on that. I'm not sure how my phone works, unfortunately. Anyway.